Am I the asshole for backing out when my best friend kept changing the story? I, 29F, have been best friends with D, 30M, since college. We're the kind of friends who can show up at each other's place with takeout and sit in silence. He's charismatic, always has a plan, always has a story. Sometimes those plans are messy, but I've usually tried to be there for him. Last week, he called me around 11:30 p.m., clearly anxious and wound up. He said he needed a solid because he was in a situation and didn't want to do something stupid. He explained that his ex, 29F, was being difficult about a shared storage unit and that he needed to go the next day to grab his things. The issue, according to him, was that she'd been dodging him and he was worried it could turn into a fight. He asked me to come along as a neutral presence. His exact vibe was, "I just need a witness so nothing gets twisted. I'll grab my boxes and leave." That sounded reasonable, so I agreed. The next morning, I texted to ask what time we were going. He replied, "Actually, it's not the storage unit, it's her apartment. Same idea, though." That change immediately made me uneasy, but he said the storage code had been changed and she had the key, so he had to meet her at her place first. I told him I could come, but I wasn't comfortable going inside. I said we'd meet outside, keep it calm, and leave if things got tense. He brushed it off with a, yeah, of course. On the drive over, he casually dropped another detail. He still has a key to her apartment. I asked why that mattered if she was meeting us. He got defensive and said, "I'm not going to use it, it's just technically mine." I told him very clearly that if he used that key without her explicitly inviting him in, I was leaving. He laughed and said I was overthinking it. When we got there, she wasn't outside. Dee walked up to the building and started buzzing her unit. No answer. He tried again, then said, "Okay, I'm just gonna go up. She's probably in the shower." I told him no. I reminded him that the whole reason I was there was so things wouldn't get weird. Showing up unannounced and going upstairs was literally making it weird. He rolled his eyes and said, "I'm not a criminal, I'm just getting my property." That's when I asked what he was actually there to get. He said, "Mostly my clothes and my PS5. I was confused because I didn't even know he had a PS5. Then he backtracked and said, "Okay, not mine. I bought it while we were together, but it was my card." That was the moment the story shifted from grab my boxes and leave to a potential ownership and money fight. I told him I wasn't comfortable being there if he was planning to argue with her or pressure her, especially if she didn't even know we were going upstairs. He snapped and accused me of choosing her side. I told him I wasn't choosing sides. I was choosing not to be involved in something sketchy. Then he dropped the line that stopped me cold. "She's been telling people I'm abusive. I need you there so she can't spin it." That felt like a completely different situation than the one he originally described. It suddenly felt like I wasn't there to be a neutral witness. I was there to protect his image. That made my stomach drop. I told him I was leaving. I said I'd wait in the car if she came down and wanted a calm handoff, but I would not go upstairs and I would not be part of him showing up with a key. He called me a bad friend and said if something happened, it would be my fault because he'd be alone. I told him that if he was worried about something happening, maybe forcing a confrontation wasn't the move. He got out of the car and slammed the door. I drove home shaking, feeling gross and unsettled, like I had almost been pulled into something I didn't fully understand. Since then, he's been texting nonstop saying I abandoned him, that I made him look guilty, and that I let her win. Our mutual friends are split. Some say I had every right to set boundaries. Others say I should have stayed to stop him from doing something stupid. He still won't tell me exactly what happened up there, just vague statements like it was a mess. So, am I the asshole for backing out when his story kept changing and the situation started feeling unsafe and wrong?